Hey, how's it going, everybody?
Welcome back. It's a Saturday night, and we're feeling all right. Sargon,
beautiful
welcome,
day
man.
today.
How you guys
What
doing?
a gorgeous day.
Awesome.
I mean, it really was a
First
great
nice day of the year.
Awesome day.
Crazy,
today.
right?
Legit awesome day. Sunny. I had to work all day. That's
Yeah,
what I did.
we were
Not,
busy.
and not here, at the house.
Yeah, we were busy today.
It was
Yeah,
tough.
it was busy, but it was beautiful. I mean,
Beautiful.
for me the what's it called? What are we doing right now?
Social
Live.
distancing.
No, when we sit at home. What's it called again?
Quarantining.
Quarantining with the with the weather is so much nicer, right? Like
Oh,
it's
yeah.
so when
we
it's
spent
not
all day
raining and
outdoors.
sunny and you're like
Once people can have a barbecue and have a fire at night and go in their pool,
right.
this is going to get easier.
Yeah, it'll be.
It's still going to be paying weird, but
I mean, it's actually, we talked about it the other day. There's a little bit of a vacation thing going. Oh, you don't have the comments going.
No, he's
No,
going to
I
use his
got it
phone.
right over here.
All right,
If
good.
you guys need any male talent, I'm down.
All right.
What are we doing?
So, anyway, today we are starting, like we do
We're
every
going to
day.
start every show with a beer.
And I'm over here like, I'm so
Beer.
tired. I'm telling you, I've been up since like 6 a.m.
I was
this
up
morning.
at 5 this
I'm
morning.
nuts.
I'm not trying. It's not a contest.
Now we're going to have this beer, which is Kent Falls Yeesh.
Love Kent Falls.
It is a-
Yeesh.
We mentioned him yesterday.
Y-E-E-S-H. Yesterday I had the
Yeesh.
same. I
Kind
had
of
the
like
same
what LeBron
response.
James, I think, is. That's
Show
like his
the
trademark right
label.
now.
It's cool. I like it.
Yeah, it's got kind of the Rolling Stone now, bright yellow, red.
Yeesh.
We like Kent Falls.
So tell me again. You said it already, but I wasn't listening.
Kent Falls Yeesh. Pilsner.
It's 5% Pilsner.
5% Pilsner. And
it's a
is
Czech Pilsner.
My
which-
favorite
Well, you
type of
guys
Pilsner.
know I love Pilsner.
We've had a love affair with Czech Pilsners here.
Yeah, so
they
this
have
is-
become our go-to light beer.
Yep.
No question. What was the last keg we just had that we had to...
That was Shades on Buffalo Czech.
Shades
It was
on Buffalo
phenomenal.
Czech. Unbelievable. One of the best Czech Pils I've ever had. We were lucky enough, or unlucky enough, that the day we got shut down, we had a new keg arrive. and we're not selling growlers. So we don't want to waste any beer. So we did our best to drink it, and we did. It was phenomenal.
Yeah.
We loved it.
Well, yeah. But that's not this one.
That's not this one, but the Czech Pils style.
Yes.
I think we had a lot of conversations about what's a classic light ale lager. Czech Pils hits all the notes.
I agree. I mean, like, the famous Czech pills are what?
Yeah, I mean, there's so many. Pils Iroquois,
Pilsner Urquell.
Pilsner Urquell,
Right,
sorry.
that's like the one that everybody. It's like one of those old
Green bottle, white
green
label.
bottle, white label. You don't find it on draft a lot.
Nope.
Used to be on draft a lot. You thought
Yeah.
back in the day that was like that place had craft beer. If they had that Pilsner Urquell on
Yeah, that
draft,
was a craft
you were like, whoa, those people are not just doing. I mean, because Budweiser is based on this, right? This is
Yes,
this is-
Budweiser. I mean, Budweiser is a German Pils, but
yeah.
yes, same idea.
This is that same idea, except this isn't filtered through rice and old wood.
Budweiser, Beechwood aged, and there's rice in it. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. So this is actually that. Not to knock Budweiser, right?
No, no.
Like I don't drink it, but I understand what they're doing, so I can knock it a little bit. But I drink Miller Lite. We talked about it yesterday.
So, I'll tell you what. Have a sip of this, and then
All
you
right,
won't
let's
even
see.
want to have that Miller Lite or Budweiser or whatever.
I don't know about that.
It's great.
That's like clean,
Yep.
crisp, exactly what you want.
Wow,
Czech
that's
Pilsner.
really easy to drink.
But
What's
lots
the
of
ABV
flavor,
on
right?
that?
Lots of flavor.
Lots of flavor. It's
It's got a bitter end to it. It's got a nice little hop at the end.
Yep.
what's the ABV?
5.
5%. So this
These
is
are from our guys at Kent Falls, where
Yep.
throw a couple of those in the cooler for a barbecue.
we sell that here at Reunion.
We do. It's
I
online.
mean, honestly, these
Well-
are the original session ales. I mean, these are or lagers or whatever. But this kind of beer is the stuff you drink all day, hot day.
Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah.
It's really, really good. And Kent Falls is, I know you said it already.
Yeah,
but where?
Connecticut.
Connecticut.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we met him at the grain shed.
Oh, okay, right. You talked about this yesterday.
Yes.
Sorry.
That's
I,
kind of why I
I
wanted
am
to
paying
highlight it
attention,
today.
I promise.
That's why I want to highlight it today, because
Yeah.
I always want to stay topical with everything that we do over here.
Yeah.
But I remember yesterday we had a comment. Someone was like, "You always do beer. Why don't you do wine?" Well, the
Right.
reason I remember is because it was my aunt, and she reminded me afterwards too. Again, so
And here's the thing, right? We love wine.
Yeah.
I mean, so
Absolutely.
Josh, we were gonna maybe we can do this for a moment. So, Graftonites, restaurant background, Josh in particular. But Josh worked for Capital Grill for years, and he went through their sommelier program. Capital Grill had their own wine program.
Hold on, wait. Before we go delve into wine, Ryan is asking us, do you think Treehouse will ever make their beers available to our restaurant?
Yes. I mean, we know they will. They've told us they will. They're riding a wave right now. They're doing what we spoke about this yesterday. They're doing what Sip of Sunshine did. They're doing what The Alchemist did. They're doing what Piney the Elder did. They're in a spot right now where they can sell everything out the front door, and they should, because they can. They're making full pop. They're getting all the money they need. They've got a really rare product. They've got the demand. They fit all of the check boxes for like rock star beer right now. They should ride that wave as long as they can, and someday they won't. And you can go look at all these ones we're talking about: Fiddlehead, Pine of the Elder. They at some point they got to sell beer, and they have a lot of capacity there, and they will. And then when they do, we'll get it. I mean, we've been friends with them since.
And honestly, I mean, I'm excited for that time when it happens. But more as a small business owner, I'm happier for them that they can run their business the way they're doing it.
Absolutely.
They are in a great spot. I don't know, honestly, I don't really know what's happening there now.
Yep.
During the quarantine.
Well, I saw a lot of
crazy lines.
Yeah, crazy
Yeah,
lines. I think they're doing great.
But my guess is they're doing well. So
Yeah. But they got a big nut too. They got a huge staff, right? I mean, they got a ton of space. They're hurting. They're feeling it.
So this beer is available for takeout.
Yeah.
Like all our beer in cans, if you go to Untapped, our menu is there. Online ordering, you can put it with your order. I don't know, can you do it through Grubhub yet?
No, but we're going to do that. We can activate.
Is that
it.
I don't know.
It's allowed. Yes. So I checked with them.
Nobody's told me no.
No, I reached out to them.
Oh, you did?
Grubhub and DoorDash and the others. We don't use the others, but they can all just deliver liquor or beer
There you
and
go.
wine.
So very soon on those
You
platforms
might want
as
to
well.
edit this part later, but I can only imagine when I was a kid. Like,
course.
how
Like,
great this would
Just
be.
order.
Just order,
Where are you
deliver
going to go?
beer
You're
to my
sitting, you're
house.
sitting in your basement. What does it matter?
So
Anyway, we're not going to talk about that part.
So here's another thing, right? So we love Treehouse. Props to those guys. We've loved them since they started.
Agree, Ryan.
But at the same time, one of the nice things about the beer landscape right now is there are people that are keeping up with them. There's a lot of good beer. We've had some great beers in here, and you can get stuff that's, I would say, of similar quality, no question.
Yeah,
Yep.
You know,
Absolutely.
for sure.
So I really like this beer.
It's cool.
But I know you.
Yeah.
So all right,
Thanks for asking, Ryan. That was a cool
we're
question.
moving into wine, so I'll let you guys kind of. That's your domain, your thing.
Well,
Yeah,
so
well-
we were saying Josh went through the Sommelier program at Capital Grill.
Yes.
So and I've always loved wine.
Yeah, and you know, wine's a funny animal. Like it's there was a time in American culture where knowing a lot about wine was like important if you wanted to like impress people in the culinary world, right? And so like there was a point where it got so confusing,
elitist.
and they were all like people like look down their nose at people that like this kind of wine or like that kind of wine, and it got to be this whole industry of people that were almost shaming people into like liking different kinds of wine, or if you didn't like wine, you don't know what you're doing, and luckily that's gone. I feel like that's
Gone.
But there was a time
California
where
changed that.
yeah, and you know now what I've always said, even back then. I'm dating myself a little bit. But even back then, I would say, like, it doesn't matter. If you like it, you like it.
Yep.
Period. Who cares if it's got the tannins or the extra this or that, or if it was fermented
Yeah.
here. If you like the way it tastes, that's a good wine for you.
Isn't that funny how social constructs and social norms will dictate whether or not we feel pressured into liking something?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, this is a really expensive bottle of wine. Like,
Right.
oh wow, I do like it. And you're like, I don't know. Like, is that better or worse than what I just had before or after? So, it's very interesting how you're saying that California changed that, and now it's kind of like you like what you like.
Yeah.
And like all industries, the quality has gotten, like the beer industry yesterday we talked about, the quality's been raised. I mean,
Yeah.
a bad wine in California right now is the best wine from 35 years ago. Like, it's,
Oh, yeah.
the bar is so high.
I mean, there was a time, you know, not all that long ago when like every household you went into had like a wicker basket Chianti bottle.
Yeah,
that was
or a
sitting,
Chablis from California.
And that stuff was, fun the night you drank it. You put your keys in the bowl, go drink some. It's like
But a lot of
wake up the
sugar,
next morning with a fucking
not
blazing
very
headache
complex.
and not knowing who that guy is next to you.
Very high acidity.
Oh wait, we're talking about a different. Yeah. So anyway, now we've got. So the beauty of it is, back then the good wines were super expensive.
Yep.
Like you could get shit wine
Yep.
cheap, like dirt
Jug
cheap.
for a couple bucks, yeah.
Ernest and Julio Gallo, which by the way I love. Those
Yeah.
guys get a lot of grief, but I think they make a great product still to stay
At one
consistent.
point, maybe consistently still the largest grape growers in
Still right
California.
now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So they've been the number one grape growers in California.
But what it
since-
did was it knocked, once the level got higher for as far as the quality, people started figuring out ways to do it cheaper.
Of course.
So, like what used to be a house wine years ago, that you couldn't drink, now you're not going to find a bad
I mean, $2
house
check.
wine. Yeah, $2 chuck, right?
I mean, it was
Do you remember
literally
this?
$2.
No.
Oh, so Trader Joe's partnered with a giant winery in California, and they branded their $2 check, and they sold a bottle of wine for $2. It was 3 or 4 here, but it was $2 in California, and people would line up the morning of the release, and they'd sell out in an hour. And they did it for years, 5, 6, 7 years.
Yeah.
$2 check became a thing, and it was a collective. They buy grapes from a lot of places, and they make the wine. But they were always.
Now, my guess is a lot of the wine producers didn't love that because they had to go and fight against that. Like, oh, I've got a $12 bottle of wine that now I have to sell for $2.
Yep.
Not sure how that works.
Yeah.
But the reality is, what it did is it cut away a lot of the
pretense.
low hanging fruit. A lot of the people that were making shit wine are gone. So it's really, really hard. We taste quite a bit of wine here, right?
Yeah.
I mean,
And
Yeah.
we taste.
we drink a lot of wine. Yeah.
But I mean, we'll have different vendors that'll bring wine in, and there's never one where you're like, want to spit it out.
I wonder if people even understand. Like when one of our reps, not all of them, when one rep walks in and they represent wine, they often have a catalog of 350 to 1,000 wines.
Right.
And that's one rep from one distributor, and we've got a half dozen distributors,
Yeah.
and they represent the international wine trade, and they have catalogs. Like, you want to look at Cabernets, they have 150.
Right.
Like, it's insane, and they're all competing on pennies. We might get this bottle of wine for $9. Someone will come in and say, I can get you a similar bottle for $8.50, and you're expected to change your wine order.
Yeah,
I mean, it's an incredibly competitive.
But the beauty for us is that we can then really
Pick
pick
good stuff.
the good
Yeah.
stuff. And I personally feel like I have a little bit of a bias towards certain kinds of wines and stuff. So I don't want to say that I have a great palate for picking this stuff out, but I think you'll be really happy if you buy some of our wines. I think when you see what it is for the price you're
question.
paying for it, you're gonna go and try to find it in the store. And we've done a lot to try to find a lot of wines that are maybe not going to be found in your local liquor store. So it's going to be something a little bit different than what you're going to find locally. So you can try some stuff and really. You can trust us in the fact that we're picking some good stuff for you.
we do not. So, having mentioned the $8, $9 thing, we don't shop based on price. We pick categories. So we have some entry-level glass wines, and we have some medium-level bottle wines, some high-level bottle wines. But they're in a wide range. So we pick the best wine, not the best price. The $1 doesn't make a difference. We want to make sure you get the right wine.
My aunt is asking, what kind of wine do we recommend? So we're going to get to that. Basically what we were saying is, it's kind of like you like what you like, and so it
Absolutely.
really the categories are there to kind of guide you. But at the end of the day, if you like a certain flavor profile, you're going to go after that.
Yeah.
wine.
So what I like to do is I feel like most wines. I mean, if you take away the blends and those sort of wines, but most wines, when they have a category, a grape category, there's certain expectations. What are you going to get when you have a cab?
Yeah.
What are you hoping for from an American cab? What are you hoping for? And so what I like to do when we're tasting these, and to figure out what we're going to put on the menu, is like what best represents the actual grape. Which of these tastes most like what you think you're going to expect for that?
Yeah.
Right? And so, and find, like, how is this, like, is this the best in this price range that hits all the notes and all the things that I'm expecting? And this, I keep holding this Shooting Star because this is one of our brands that we carry called the Shooting Star. It's our house Pinot Noir. Shooting Star
16.
is a fun brand because it's made by this guy named Jed Steele. You've probably seen Steele wine. It's a very popular brand.
Very popular brand. Huge brand.
Huge brand. But Jed Steele is a guy who I was lucky enough to meet at one point. I don't know if...
I know. Pot smoking cowboy.
He's a pot smoking cowboy, self-proclaimed. When I met him, he was up in front of a group of people, and he's a big dude. He's got a couple inches on me. He's like 6'5", 6'4". He's like big dude wearing cowboy boots and a hat. And this guy's like, yeah, I'm a pot smoking cowboy. And this guy makes killer wine in California. Killer. Like, for real.
Yeah, killer stuff.
Like, you look
Amazing.
him up, he's won so many awards, and his passion for it. And he does things like all of his vineyards are underplanted so that the grapes will grow riper, more like European style grapes. As opposed, a lot of California vineyards do as much as they can to produce this stuff. But Jed was like really passionate about like trying to create something in America that could be similar to something you might find in Europe, which a lot of that does with the growing and stuff. And he's succeeded. He's been, this is 30,
he's been doing
25, 30 years. But this is Pinot Noir. And so Pinot Noir is like a super interesting product, right? So for those of you who don't know much about wine or haven't really tried a ton of wine, or maybe you've had somebody you don't know really what you like, Pinot is a great spot to start with wine. Red wine.
Red wine, yep.
It's a great spot to start because you'll find that generally it's a little bit easier to drink than a cab or especially if your palate's not set for it.
Low tannin.
Yeah, and it's gonna
fruity but not sweet.
It's gonna be fruity. It's gonna be it's gonna have a little. It's not gonna leave like a lot of
the tannins
and that feel in your mouth like, oh, I just swallowed a glass of dirt.
Yep.
It's gonna be light. It's gonna be fruity.
Which, by the way, I love that.
I love that too.
But you work your way up to that.
But this one's called Shooting Star. Let's just drink
let's have some. Pinot is one of those. If you, we were just talking about the movie Sideways. So if you watch the movie Sideways, obviously one of the great wine movies. Although honestly, Bottle Shock's the one. If you want to watch, if you like Sideways with Giamatti, Giamatti, watch Bottle Shock.
So,
it's even better.
Hold on one second. So Ryan's saying that his go-to wine, I'm going to butcher this. $14 Montepulciano di Abruzzo.
Oh yeah.
Just the standard table Italian red.
Great. Solid. Right down the middle.
Great wine.
It's a great wine.
If you like a big robust cab or even a Zin,
this is not the wine.
This is not that. What that is though. But when you start talking about those Italian wines.
And then a second question is, what Prosecco would you recommend?
So I like Prosecco dry as possible. So dry. But again, that's just my palate. I want something that borderline tastes like Vichy water. I want something that's got a little funk to it and is really dry. So, and they're all out there.
Yeah.
And every brand, the interesting thing about Prosecco is every brand has like a rosé, a sweet, a medium, dry, extra dry. I just tend to go towards the extra dries. And they're all pretty good. You can get a great bottle for $8. We have, the one we have here is right there. The open the top on the left. First bottle right to your right, to your right, to your right, to your right. Nope, to your right. Keep going, that one. So that's our Prosecco. Bivio.
Yeah, that was solid.
This is solid. So we use, Bivio, it's Italian, not Spanish, but it's a Prosecco, it's super dry, it's a brut. It reminds me of high-end champagne. Really nice bottle.
So we would recommend that one.
But if you like sweeter, if you like Asti Spumante or if you like a sweet champagne, honestly, Prosecco does that better. The sweet side's even.
All right.
Better.
So
for me, with the Proseccos and the champagne, it's if there's that whole entry level of them, price wise, I don't mean like as far as palate wise.
Yeah.
Like if you're celebrating something really important, put some money into it.
Spend those $3 more.
Otherwise, it doesn't. I mean, there's so the again we were talking about earlier. The quality has risen so much that you'll find one that you like and eventually stick with that. But
Sure.
for $10-12 here and there, just
Can't
keep
go-
trying them.
Yeah, keep trying them.
Trying it like every morning, like I do. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, what do we have here again?
All right, so
let's
Pinot
remind
Noir.
everyone.
Shooting Star Pinot Noir.
Super light.
Yep.
It's
A lot of smell though. Great nose.
It's got zero legs.
No
There's
legs.
like
It's not chewy at all. It's not
it's
thick.
just a nice, easy, clean glass
And that's-
of wine.
and
What are we
again-
sniffing for here? What are we looking for?
Well, so, I mean,
Well, here's two things you can do. I don't mean to interrupt you.
Please do.
Try. Did you just smell it?
Yeah.
Smell it one more time.
Okay.
Okay. Now take it and do this.
Swirl it just a little bit.
Don't pour it on your computer. No, a lot. You want to get it.
Yeah,
you want to
let's
get
swirl
air. in
it
there.
around, open it up.
It's easier if you do it like on the table like this.
All right.
Okay, now smell it again. See how it opens up a little bit, right?
More intense.
A little bit. So same thing happens. Take a little sip of it,
Yep.
but don't. When you sip it, do this. Go.
Yep, exactly. Breathe through your nose.
Okay.
And there's some flavors in there, right? Like
Yes.
there's traditional Pinot Noir flavors, which are like that berry. Like you taste like some sort
A little
of
bit of fresh berry.
Yep.
berryness in there. They tend to dry out a little bit at the end. Like your
Yes.
palate gets like
Dries out, but it doesn't pull it in tight because the tannins
Right.
aren't there.
right because you
But
don't
it dries out.
like a Cabernet or something. You're gonna feel it's gonna like dry up the sides of your tongue.
Yes.
And
Pull it in tight.
whereas it,
Like a hoppy beer.
Yep. Yep.
Same exact result, right?
whereas
Tannins,
a
bitters.
Pinot generally will keep you feeling like coated.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Like
Yeah.
where Cab does that
Yeah.
sucks the
Yeah.
air out of you. So that's why when you're people are always like, what wine should you pair with this? What wine should you pair with that? It really does matter because certain foods, depending on like whether they've got like a certain fat content or
Yeah.
they've got will react differently. And different wines, you can drink them and you won't even taste it. It's like you're drinking water because the food has just
A lot of it, French table wines and Italian table wines even, but French typically, they're neutral.
Yeah.
They're literally just so you can drink a little alcohol while you're eating.
Interesting.
But that's why it's really fun when you get to learn a little bit about it. Like, this actually enhances that meal, right? So we were talking about it today. I'm going to go in and start doing that
Some
in our
pairings.
wine list right online. I'm going
Yeah,
to start pairing it
food pairings.
with things that I personally think they'd be a good match to.
Yep.
And that's that's
Yeah.
just one guy's opinion, but so take it with
So
a grain
we'll
of salt.
take just to get onto the silly train real quick. My cousin Danny's asking once and for all. Let's end the discussion: Bud Light or Coors Light? And Danny, I think you're looking at Miller Light, guys.
I was going to say,
All right.
neither.
Although the Golden Mountains of
I was
Colorado
gonna
are
say.
beautiful.
Yes.
Although
If that's my only choice, it's Coors Light.
Coors.
Over
Yeah, over Bud Light.
the
Yeah.
bullet.
Budweiser gives me a headache. The
Same.
Beechwood aging, something about it.
So Coors Light, is that the
Silver
bullet?
bullet, man.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Tastes like water.
the bullet.
That's
Won't
the-
slow you down.
You like
Let's
that
say
one?
now.
So you're a Coors
I
guy?
don't like either of them.
Yeah, but
I'm a
Coors
Miller
Light is
Lite.
harmless, and Bud Light will give me a headache. So that's
If you,
fine.
I guarantee, unless you're a hardcore Bud Light, Coors Light drinker, if you put all three together and blind taste test them, which we should do.
We should.
We should do that.
Let's blind taste test tomorrow.
All right.
We'll do
Tomorrow we're gonna
all-
blind taste
all
test.
the usual suspects.
Yeah.
And
figure which ones we like better.
But my
get it right. I'm gonna
my
say
my
it right.
opinion is Miller Lite over either
All
of
of
those.
Well, Miller Lite has the most flavor.
Yeah.
It reminds me of the Czech pills and the lagers, the
Yeah.
things we were talking about. It's just Coors Light has no flavor. Bud Light has its own off flavor.
So sorry, man. We didn't end the contest, or we didn't end the
We'll to be determined.
tomorrow. Oh wait, we don't have
Tomorrow.
Coors Light, do we?
I don't know if Gary's still
So-
watching, but it says
so I get a lot
Gary
of,
Benequist's in the room.
Oh,
I get
Gary, there's our
Gary,
actual wine
Did
expert.
you know we were talking about wine? Or
I think his ears ring when we talk about wines. He tuned in yesterday.
he might have left. Who knows? But
Gary,
So I get along,
Gary
Gary.
helped us. Just for those of you who know, Gary Benequist is a dear friend of ours. He ran the restaurant for the opening and through that, and he was
Up until just
integral in getting this amazing wine list set up. I mean, he really.
I still ask Gary questions about wine.
Yeah.
Gary
Absolutely.
has some really good wine expertise.
If you want to start thinking about wines and start going that way,
That's right.
I
Friend
promise
Gary
you.
on Facebook. Instant message him.
No, I just
Buy
promise
your own
you.
sommelier.
If you work your way through our wine list, you will find some really fun.
Yeah.
Priced right for what it is.
Absolutely.
Really high quality, interesting stuff. And now, I mean, when better than like hang out in your house with a nice meal and a bottle of wine.
Absolutely.
And the fact that you can just call us and we'll,
Yep.
put it out on the table for you from a restaurant. I love that.
Yeah, so everything we're trying here, not to beat a dead horse, but you can find it on our online menus. You can buy them to go, and very soon, hopefully through DoorDash and Grubhub. So,
Yep.
And again, this one's Shooting Star.
Shooting
Yep.
Star Pinot
So,
Noir.
what do you get? I get, it's fruity. It dries on my tongue, but there's not a lot of tannins. I get a lot of fresh, ripe fruit up front. Sour fruit. I get some sour cherry. I get some cranberry.
I get like there's like this like underlying
Rhubarb?
taste of like leather or like a little like something that's got like a
I get that in the nose, but
Yeah,
I don't get it on
leather.
the tongue.
just a little bit like
So
there's
that's
a little
Again, I feel like I don't even know. Like I take this, I'm like easy drinking wine. That's
is
how
easy drinking.
that's like my definition
Perfect.
of it.
On the nose, I get the leather.
yeah.
Like old fruit roll-up smell. Or like
Right.
musty, something
Right,
a little
right.
musty. And that's the skins. So the grape skins. The longer they leave the grape skins in, the more of those
Yeah,
leather,
it
musty,
turns out
heavy.
like Pinot Noir is
usually a quick press.
it's one of the hardest grapes to grow.
Yep.
So this is the most delicate grape, almost the most, especially definitely in the red world. To do Pinot Noir well, you really have to treat the grape very delicately. You have to pay the growers of these wines spend a lot of time with Pinot Noir.
Meticulous.
Pinot Noir,
They're
it's
specialized
just
in
there's so many elements that go in to make it right. It's the weather. It's the soil pulling up the right amount of water. Is the grape getting too big? Did it get too cold at night? Is that grape too warm? And
Are there
all
too many
these
grapes on the stem? They cut them
all
in half.
these little details that are so. Some wines like Merlot, for instance, you could literally pack as many vines into a room and grow them like you're growing McDonald's French fries. I mean,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
like it doesn't
It's a hardy
doesn't
grape.
go wrong. It can't like it literally just throw it in the thing and make. But Pinot is delicate and like hard to do, and so when you find one that's not super expensive that tastes like a Pinot should, just go after it. And if you ask me,
That's a good one.
Jed's got that.
Yeah.
He's just like, that's what a Pinot is. Let's do it.
It's funny because like it seems like all that work, and for the payoff to be a very
Right.
I mean, to use the word beginner wine, like
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
You know,
So what a
consumer
payoff,
value.
Oh, it's one of those things where a lot of the wine growers like hate the fact that it's a popular wine. Nowhere near as much as White Zinfandel. They all hate the fact that White Zinfandel sells, except it's
what is White
it-
Zinfandel?
so White Zinfandel.
It's a sweet
is-
rosé.
Basically, when they're making the white wine, they just leave the grapes on for a little bit extra and make it pink. And they can. The beauty of White
And it's super
Zinfandel, which now they're making great White Zins.
They are.
So I'm not
They
knocking
always
White
have.
Zin, but they call White Zinfandel Chateau Cash Flow because this wine, they pick the grapes. Best case scenario, they pick them, they make the wine, they ferment, all the stuff goes through, they bottle it. Best case scenario, what do you think? A year and
Yeah, a year.
a year. Best case scenario before you can sell that. I might be a little bit off on that. Don't quote me on that one, but it's somewhere. It's not easy.
Well, this is
whereas
2016.
whereas White Zinfandel, you can
3
pick
weeks
it,
later.
grow it, bottle it, sell it, same season.
It's like
So-
it's like White Claw, basically.
Got it.
So it's like
You're not fermenting anything. You're creating a
so it's a
low
great
alcohol.
way to keep cash flowing into vineyards because vineyards
And that's why they call it that.
Chateau
That's
cash
cash
flow.
flow.
Well, so you can get this wine here at Reunion. You can get this Kent Falls Pilsner. One thing you can't get here, but we're going to be having all the time starting on Tuesday is masks.
Masks. Yeah, so the governor announced yesterday masks mandatory starting Tuesday
Yep.
for all public spaces. So again, I'll differentiate. Right now, no one can come in the restaurant that doesn't work here. So we only have employees here, and Josh. So we are not wearing masks right now. But if you come on Wednesday, anyone who's involved with front of house or putting product out in the lobby will have masks on, and we get it. We're all for it. We agree. Wear a mask. You won't be allowed in without. Well, you're not allowed in now, but we won't even want you in the lobby. We want masks on everyone. We're going to wear masks. We actually bought masks today. We handed them out to the guys out back, so everyone's got a mask now. I've got one that holds a beard. I've got it in my pocket.
That's pretty cool, by the way.
Perfect.
It's got a little, it's like a banana hammock. It's got a little pouch for my beard.
I don't know.
Yeah, no. But so you'll see us in these.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and then we should, we'll talk about that. We'll see, right?
Yep.
All right.
Obviously, I've bought into it.
Yeah. No, you should. And then Mother's Day's coming up.
Yes.
So guys, dads, husbands, y'all procrastinate. I know. I procrastinate. Order food for Mother's Day.
Yeah, when is it? It's next Sunday.
It's a week from tomorrow. So
a week from tomorrow.
And
So
we can only take orders until Tuesday night.
Yep.
Because the way it works, our food distributors can only bring us food certain times. So we're going to have everything ordered and ready to go Tuesday, so we can start prepping Monday, chopping vegetables, whatever, make sure the food gets here and have it ready for you guys to pick it up.
John has an idea, not Mother's Day related, but branded reunion beard masks. So
Sure.
if we get
I
those,
got
we'll
it.
brand them with reunion. We'll
Yeah, so
pass those babies out.
So I didn't make this. One of my wife's friends made this, and I'll find out who that is and give them a shout out. But they're local. I think she's in Sutton.
Awesome.
So a Sutton neighbor made these for us. I will. We'll get some reunion patches on them.
Yes. And also, so Mother's Day, Tuesday night, really, is
Tuesday
when
night.
you should have your orders in.
Yep.
People have been calling left and right, so get in early. Make sure you get your time slot that you're looking for.
Yep.
And
honestly, we'll take care of everything for you.
Yeah, we can make plenty. We'll make it enough.
You will look like a rock star. I promise. If you order, just do the Miss Doubtfire, where he goes and orders the food and pretends to cook it like it's his own. We can help you with that. We'll help you be stealthy if you need to be. You can just say it's your recipe. But yeah, get that in tomorrow's Sunday.
Yeah, so 3 more days.
3 more days. Which reminds me.
yeah, right.
I'm gonna go put in an order.
Anything else that we want to touch on? We said.
No, but guys, comment. What do you want us to talk about or stop talking about? Beer, you want us? We're going to do growlers sometime next week. We're going to order some glass. We ordered some kegs, so we are going to test that. But what do you want? Questions?
Stop pointing at them.
Stop pointing at the camera.
The Easter setup was awesome. We're gonna call tomorrow for Mother's Day for the wife. You're a smart man, Jonathan Nickerson. Smart man.
Yeah, you are. All right.
Well, we want growlers. Well, that's happening too. So, coming soon. And then I got to get some really kick-ass kegs here. So,
Yep.
that's the next step.
But I strongly recommend this one here, the Yeesh.
Yes.
Yeesh or some Shooting Star and some food, and go from there.
Yeah.
All right.
So enjoy your day. Tomorrow's going to be beautiful. So take care,
Thanks,
everyone.
guys. Have a great night.